and welcome again in STEM Club India Webcast conversation with top educators. And we are blessed that we have today with us our Ms. Shalini Nambiar, founder, SN Education Consultants and consultant New Nordic School, Finland. She is one of our first known principal. Always look up to her for all the feedbacks. And so we welcome her. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am has a rich 26 years of experience in education and has been associated with various names like VIBGYOR Group, Goenka Public School, the Heritage School, American School, GESS Education. Her last assignment was with VIBGYOR Group as a senior VP head academics. She has recently founded her own company, SN Education Consultants, in December 2019. She was also recently declared as one of the 10 finalists for the Innovation in Education Award, which was held in GESS 20 Dubai. She has numerous awards and honors under her name. To name few, the Sculptors Bhavishya Shilpakar Award 2020 by Team Sharp Minds, facilitated at Mauritius for Outstanding Leader 2018 in June 2018, facilitated at Sri Lanka with Excellence in Education in June 2018, and held a workshop for the Sri Lanka government school teachers. Women Leader Icon in Education, awarded on 20th August 2015. Glory of India Award at Bangkok on 19th June 2013. It's Rashtriya Shiksha Award 2013 by Friendship Forum of India. Bharat Shiksha Award 2012 by Economic Social Council of India. Innovator Educator Award 2012 by Associated Chamber of Commerce and Bal Bharti Academy. Excellence in Education Award 14, 2013, 12, 11, 10 by Mr. Shrinath, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, Mr. Chetan Bhagat, Mr. Kapil Dev, respectively, sponsored by Times Research. Indira Gandhi Women Achiever Award 2011 by the Human Resource Ministry. Rajiv Gandhi Excellence Award at Delhi on 8 September 2010. International Gold Star Award at Bangkok on 28 May 2010. Bharat Jyoti Award in Education in 2010. Just want to know, how is the journey so far?
I think it's been an excellent journey. And of course, it's by chance that I got into education, 27 years back. But I think I've loved each minute because, it's about growing, like you grow in love the same way you grow in education, because the kids keep you young. You are always like motivated, inspired. And I've been always a crazy kind of a person. I like to be with the kids, even if I'm heading school. It's not, what they talk about. Education is more about outside the four walls. So I think education, the journey has been excellent. God has been very kind. I still remember, it's a very funny thing, but when I started my career, and I remember my first interview, and the chairman asked me, so what is your goal? I've always believed you need to set goals. You can't just have dreams. You have to have goals in life. So I told him, I want to be sitting where you are. And, he laughed. But I think I've really worked in my career, and I have achieved a lot. And I've become more humble. That's what I feel. The higher you grow, the more humble you need to be. And so it's been an excellent journey, and I'm very happy about it.
Great to hear that, ma'am, that you are still so excited about your journey. Whatever you have done, like it is something phenomenal. I think this is your second innings, if I'm not wrong, in terms of as an educationist. So how you're enjoying that?
So, it is very funny journey when it's all about kissa kursi ka, which side of the chair you are. And for so long, you've been sitting on that chair where, you are like, you have all the power, and suddenly you are on the other side. And then you see that, I find there are so many things which need to change. And actually, that's how I entered education, because I wanted to change the image of a school principal. They are not supposed to be aloof people, difficult to reach out. They should be the most approachable people in the school. And so when you're on the other side also, it's not easy. It's not easy, because now you're trying to convince a person that why my thing should be good. It's not an easy, but I think that's when I started my journey. Of course, I had a lot of contracts and everything, and then came COVID. Everything went out of the window, but I didn't give it up, because I think in education, one very important thing, which is give back to the society. So I started with a lot of training sessions free for teachers. I said, why not share my knowledge? Because today I'm very proud that almost around 400 plus people who have worked under me are heading schools, which is like a very proud moment. So you need to actually be a leader, not a boss, where you help them set their goals in life, let them come up in life. And I think that way, yes, this side of the chair, it's not easy, but yeah, I'm loving it because I think it's interesting and it's exciting. It's a different kind of a journey. Yeah, because you're planning, it's actually just your own thing.
Exactly. So I can so relate to it, ma'am. I have always been on the other side, but thanks to a principal like you who are so welcoming. They give us confidence that we are doing right and we can grow, we can succeed, and we can do what we are dreaming of. So again, thank you. In the initial days of our FN schools, you were the one who believed in us and helped us out. So that was really wonderful for that. Thank you for that. There are certain celebrity and ideals which people follow. Do you have someone, ma'am?
My idol? I'll have to really think, because there's so many people who you meet on your journey and everybody has an influence on you, in some way or the other. So if I was to name one person, I don't think so it'll be fair, because there are too many people who have influenced me. And if I take it to my family, yes, my dad, he was always like a go-getter, he always probably wanted a son, and he tried, and I came out. So he wanted to bring me up like a son, In those times, there was a different concept of bringing up a daughter and bringing up a son. So he gave me a lot of freedom. He taught me one thing, that just help all, love all, never backstab anybody in life. And you'll be happy, because if you're able to sleep peacefully in the night, that's the biggest, gift of God. And I think that I have a very supportive family. My husband has been very supportive. I don't think so, working crazy hours like the way I used to do is possible without his help. My children who are my inspiration. Actually, my daughter is my inspiration, and my son. So I think it's a life has been kind, it's a blessing. So I wouldn't think one person, but there are different people who have influenced you in different ways, in your journey. And I feel everybody you meet for a reason, and you learn something from them,
Yeah, perfect thought, ma'am. I'll support this. I'll say that there are people who come in your life for a reason. Know any kind of a mantra or any quote you follow, or it is close to you?
Never give up. Never give up. Stay positive. I really believe I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. Of course, there are times we are human beings, we're going to be down. But then I have I would say it's a gift to bounce back. It's not easy. You face challenge every day. But I think I always believe, like my kids, they laugh at me. I always say, sab theek ho jayega. So they say, nahi, kuch karna padega. Maine kaha, nahi, ho jayega. Because if you're mentally made up, if you mentally believe that everything is going to be all right, I've read that book, The Secret, and I really believe, whatever you need in life, you'll always get it if you wish from the heart, So, and you will see that in your life, whatever you've really wished, wherever you had a doubt, you will not achieve that thing. So mantra of life is stay happy, stay positive, because if you're not happy, how are you going to do anything? And stay fit. People don't spend even 5 minutes on themselves. I mean, you need to stay fit. You need to do those 30 minutes, 40 minutes, workout. It is important. If you can't take care of your health, if you can't take care of your body, how will you take care of everybody else? So I think that's very important, and to be healthy and to be happy. Of course, anything can happen. I mean, I have also been very close to death. When I had, 4 years back, I got something called septicemia, but I came out of it because of a positive mindset. So I think that is with the key to happiness. I mean, what will happen to hoega, but khush to raho aap. You need to stay happy and believe in people, trust people, because nobody is wrong. Everybody does things for a reason. Understand everybody has a story. The day you start looking at people like that, you will be more understanding, you will be more helpful.
So I'll take it, ma'am. Now you are in a right profession. You have become entrepreneur, and the attitude of never give up is the right motto. And pretty much hopeful that we as an entrepreneur follow this. And there are many young students who will listen to this. They will also get to know that if you have this attitude, you can reach new heights.
Yeah.
Continuing to this on to know you thing, ma'am. What was that moment decided you to be educator? As you mentioned in starting that it was by chance.
It's a very funny incident actually. When I had my daughter, I was working and I was working in the travel industry. It was a corporate job, and airlines. I was working with Royal Jordanian Airlines. And then I had my daughter, and naturally you quit your job. I mean, you take leave because you need to give time and, help your kids. And then, so I was wondering what to do. And there was this air-conditioned school opening just across my home. So because I thought I had been used to that corporate and airlines world, I couldn't have worked, I'm telling you honestly, in a non-AC kind of an environment. So that was one priority. So they're just opening GD Goenka in Vasant Kunj. I walked in and I still remember my interview. So the chairman said, what can you do? Because I had done no BA, nothing. I said, no, I can sing, I can play a keyboard, I can dance. And I just thought of all the crazy things I could do. And the main thing was when I was looking around for schools for my daughter, the principals were very tough. So I used to feel my money, my kid, why am I being interviewed? I should be asking them questions. It's my child, but we were interviewed. And that was one of the reasons I thought, instead of cribbing outside the system, get into the system to change. And you have to start somewhere, right? So I joined as a music teacher. I was one of those activity teachers, and now this is very important. Because how the activity teachers are treated in school, aapke paas to checking nahi hai, chalo ab free ho, ye le lo, wo le lo. Nobody realizes the importance of the co-curricular activities, which actually pays in life. Like if I became a teacher because I had learned, keyboard in my school, and that came in handy when I was looking for a job because my skill was used. Not what I had learned, geography, English, math. Nobody asked me that. So I think that is very important. I mean, so that's how I started my journey. And then I was given grade 5 and it went on, and it has been really, really fantastic. I would say a fantabulous journey.
Interesting, ma'am. Like we have seen principals, for example, they profile us through, they started with either maths, English, literature, PhDs, and then basically they move into different roles. But again, coming from a background where actually there was no inspiration to be a teacher, but you become a principal, and now more than 26 years, it's like great.
Yeah. I never wanted to be a teacher. When you're a kid, you play that game where you become a teacher, right? But because the education system was such that you never ever dreamt teacher to nahi banna. It is never in the list of priority in your jobs anywhere. Yeah. So it was by chance, but then I think it's God's grace. I loved each minute. It was like a quicksand. It absorbs you if you really love it.
Great, ma'am. One question on terms of sports, ma'am. Any favorite sport during your school days?
So I'm a mountaineer. I have done my basic mountaineering course from Uttarkashi, that time Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. And then I got married. And, I'm a Punjabi, married to a South Indian. And you can imagine in the South, they think, mountaineer, what? You can't do it. So that was my passion. I was never a sports person, but I was a very adventurous person. I loved adventure, so maybe, we did all that because we were forced to do. We played basketball. I used to love badminton, I remember, table tennis. Those were two of my best sports because I could never run. I'll be running and I'll be the last. So, nobody ever bothered. I was never part of anything. But in my heart, because how sports are taught. They make you stand on a line and they say, okay, run, right? At least teach the skills. How should I run? Should I put my heel first or should I put my toe first? So, when I became a school head, those were the skills I focused on because everybody is not going to become, an athlete or this thing, but at least teach the skills, which is very important.
Rightly placed, ma'am. I think this is the need of hour, and I'm pretty sure students must be blessed who are basically when you were at the principal, because they are not seen as an important part either in curriculum or daily life.
Sure.
So, and as a company also, ma'am, just want to highlight one thing. We believe that sports and fitness should become a habit. It should be taught from class, not in class, but starting maybe when the child is 2 or 3 years old, that this is a daily.
No, can you imagine, for sports, there are 2 periods in a week. Exactly. For a grade 1 kid, come on, he needs physical activity every day. And that is why our education system is not producing, how many Nobel Prize winners, how many inventions have taken place. Just look around for the last 15, 20 years. Why it is happening? Because we don't focus on these things. Sports should be every day 1 hour. Children are just go out and play because you need that physical thing, and that is why I think, health is least priority, because people don't see the value. It's not about staying fit that I want to be slim. It is about taking care of myself.
Exactly. And things are changing, and I'm pretty sure will change for better.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, moving on to the second section, this is regarding STEM, how STEM education is changing the lives of students.
I think it's very important. It is changing the life of a student. The most important part is that people in the education sector need to understand how to integrate. How do we, it's not about that we are a STEM school. What exactly are you doing? Are you ensuring that children understand that? I was just in a session and I was telling them, we teach subjects in silos. You need to integrate everything. Matar paneer ka sabji aap alag se to nahi khate na, paneer alag, matar alag, pyaj alag. You mix them, then only you enjoy. The same way, STEM needs to be understood. I think it is, sadly enough, it is not understood. What are its advantages? How can it benefit a child? How will it lead to the development of skills in a child? I think those are the aspects which are very, very important in the education field for people to understand, rather than just having a board. We are a STEM-based school. We follow this. Okay, tell exactly what is the pedagogy? How are you doing it? So I think those are the important aspects which one needs to focus on.
The point you have mentioned is that we all need to understand how we need to take our education system forward, because things are changing rapidly. For example, as mentioned in many research, 2030, there will be jobs which are not even present there, maybe majority of. So, ma'am, your views on how STEM is preparing students for future?
I think it is much needed. It is absolutely an essential requirement, because it will help children, because children need skills. See, you also mentioned that there'll be jobs. UNESCO has also mentioned that 50% of the youth will not be ready to be employed by 2030. 50% of the youth of South Asia, because our focus is on knowledge, ratta marlo. Usse nahi hota hai. STEM has to be integrated. Like, I'll give you a little example. If you're teaching a story, what is the purpose? Just to learn the story and answer the question answers at the back of the book? No. The purpose is that children learn the 4 skills. So are we integrating things? Are we trying to focus on, how are we integrating the things? Because it is required for the future. If we do not, the purpose of education is not that children pass grade 12 and that's it. Most of I think 90%ers today are without jobs because they don't have the skills. It's the backbenchers who are doing very well in life because they have all the skills. So I think STEM is essential because it leads the children to learn those skills which are required.
Exactly. And ma'am, I'll add one personal experience basis on Formula 1 and other STEM programs we are doing. So we have seen students who are not scoring good in subjects in exams are basically the one who are leading in our projects. They are the one who are taking the lead, and they're I'll say content that whatever they are doing, and that is making a difference in their life.
No, I mean, I remember when you introduced that in my school and how the children were excited, because it is important. See, it is something out of the box. They want to do something. They have to, and you try and think, when I'm talking about my students, when they underwent your Formula 1 thing, how many skills they learned? They learned collaboration, they learned leadership, they learned, innovation, they learned creativity. They learn problem solving. They learn critical thinking. You can't teach those skills in a classroom. You cannot. It is impossible.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure this will make a difference, and we'll be reaching more and more students to make a difference. Your message to young educators?
I think my biggest message is that please trust the child. Please don't focus on the marks. let them, allow them to question. The more they question, because we plan our lessons thinking of the answers. We need to plan what are the kind of questions children should ask. What are the kind of questions I should ask? Open-ended questions, which allows children to think. And most important is believe that every child has some talent. Do not put them into boxes. These are below average, above average. What? Look around yourself. What are the below average kids doing today? The biggest, I'm sure, I don't want to name, but the topmost people who are so successful in life didn't even go to a college or a school. And look where they have reached. So focus on the skills. If you are teaching them something, focus on the competency, focus on the concept. Do not, but my most important message is please believe the child. Believe that he'll do something good. Because that belief acts like a motivator. If I tell you that I know you will do very well in life, of course you'll be motivated. You'll work hard the next day. So that is something very important. Stop putting them in categories and boxes. There is no below average. Let's put ourselves first now, whether I'm a below average teacher or an above average educator. Then you can talk about it. So please don't do that.
Ma'am, I think you should take on daily basis, you should do workshops, which is live for parents and maybe for young educators. They understand this. This is so important that you should not give them labels. You should not point out marks. It is rather more bigger responsibility as educators we have, that they should know what they can do best in their life. If we help them in finding that purpose, I think we are. Ma'am, so on the same lines, your message to young students, ma'am, students who are there, maybe as below as third to fifth.
Goal setting, very important. Explore, question, make adults crazy. Just question. And if they give you problem, call me. Because you need to really, question everything which is around you. Question why this is like this, why it is like this, why am I supposed to do? And set your goals, plan, prioritize. Very important. The children think actually we need to teach them skills of time management. They think abhi to bahut life padi hai. Jab college mein aayenge tab sochenge kya karna hai. You have to plan now. What is your dream? Because your dreams will remain dreams if you do not write it. So write down and make a action plan around it. How will you achieve that dream which you have? And what are you going to do? Dreaming is very easy. I can dream that I want a Mercedes or a limousine outside my house, but I have to do something about it. So I think very important is they need to explore. You need to make your own decisions. That's something very important for kids, because otherwise at the age of 40, when you're doing some job which everybody told you to do it, I am telling you, you will leave your job because you're so frustrated. So do something what your heart tells you. I have always told my own kids that do what your heart tells you, because heart will never tell you something wrong. Exactly. Thing which you love, you'll always excel.
This message is so important. We will post it again and again to our audience that should follow. Yes, that's great, ma'am. So this was more or less on the STEM side, ma'am, just to know your views. And I'm pretty sure there are many thoughts which we also will try to inculcate in our day-to-day interaction with parents and with schools. That was so helpful. I just want to now have a couple of questions, that kind of a rapid fire to know you better. Starting with your favorite subject, ma'am.
Favorite subject?
Yeah, favorite subject.
English.
Okay, and not so favorite subject, or least favorite subject, I'll say.
Math.
Ma'am, I should not say in this particular recording, but I can tell you, again, out of say, I'll say 100 principals, if we are going to interview, I'm pretty sure 90 will say they don't like maths.
Yeah. And the challenge is then they don't do anything to make sure the children love math. I started loving math when I was teaching my daughter. I loved calculating, but my teacher never developed that interest in me. So that math is a beautiful subject, but they create such a fear about that. And my dad was an engineer, so bahut pad bhi pade, because he wanted me to be good in math, but I just couldn't because I had a mind block. It was just fear. So yeah.
Good. I think we all need to work out on our strong points, as well as we should find out what was something we can do to improve and other people don't fear out of it. That
Absolutely.
is required. Your ma'am favorite sport now, or a favorite, I'll say your hobby, what you follow now?
Should I tell? Candy Crush. I love playing. I don't tell anybody. I just love it. I like doing things which are different. I like Sudoku. I like Candy Crush because now you can't go out. And I love my morning jog of 30 minutes. That's my sport for me.
Now, if you start playing chess, then let me know because I am following.
I love playing chess, but only thing is you need a partner. So online, I play, but then it becomes very boring. You like to touch and feel and then plan. Online it's like very tiring because you have to focus so much.
So we'll plan a chess game sometime when you are there free and COVID is allowing us to do that.
Absolutely. I promise you, I will, what do you call it? I will capture your king and your queen.
All right.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. So I went a long time back to Italy and I loved it. So Europe is my dream. I just love Europe. And of course, because, and I want to really explore because it's so nature there and beautiful. So visited some cities, but yeah, I would love to go. I love traveling actually. So you can imagine my frustration in this lockdown. All I'm traveling is from one Zoom room to another. And it is like mentally, very frustrating.
I'm pretty sure things will be okay by say 2022 and we all can travel.
Yeah.
Ma'am, your favorite cuisine?
Favorite cuisine? Anything which my husband cooks. I don't want to cook. So he loves cooking. So all the delicacy he makes.
Great response. Great. I think this is one of the
and I have to like it, no? Then otherwise next day he won't cook. So you have to appreciate everything.
All right. So this should be in quotes then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any favorite book you want to mention?
My favorite book is, of course, I've got a lot of favorite books, but my favorite is The Secret. Okay. I just love it. Every time I'm low, every time you feel something, I can read and reread that because that's something very, very close to my heart. And also the fish philosophy. I just love that, because it's amazing story for building teams. And I've really, stuck to that and I have always believed in it.
All right. We want to know your preference in terms of STEM project because, for example, there are multiple projects going on. So your preference in sequence, for example, projects are artificial intelligence, drone, F1 in schools, robotics.
Okay. For me, drone is very interesting because I think that hasn't come to schools. I haven't seen, and it'll be so interesting because, nowadays you're addicted to Netflix and I'm watching a lot of science fiction movies, how the world will be. And because what I used to watch as kids is coming true now, we are seeing how we lived. So I feel that I find drone very interesting because of.
Perfect. And if you are a student right now, ma'am, which course you have opted out of like AI, drone, F1, robotics, coding?
I would love to do AI. I want to know how, if I'm just thinking in my mind of furniture, why Facebook throws me all furniture ads? Why Google shows me tables? It's very interesting. It's very interesting how AI has taken over our minds. I mean, sometimes you're just typing something and after that, all you get is you're thrown up with those things. And it's amazing. It's an amazing journey. I saw one beautiful video where in US, the doctors are operating through AI. And, it's like so beautiful, how it is done. So I think it's interesting.
Okay. We know each other, but still now after this discussion, I can say that we know at least some part of your journey, your challenges which you face and now how you overcome that and what you follow in your life that help you to reach at this position. And we are grateful for that. Any concluding comments you have? No,
I want to wish you all the best because I think you guys are doing something very amazing work. And I know that when I was heading the school, my children really benefited. And I loved the kind of things you are doing because it was something so exciting, at that time that you brought in that F1 and all that. It was something which we had only heard. We never thought, we could be part of it and how the children had a lot of fun. So I want to just wish you guys all the very best for all the future endeavors, and your journey and something which is like so amazing and required.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Your words matter, and we are pretty hopeful that we will make you proud one day that we are actually reaching to the goals which we have mentioned or which we have realized that we will be reaching in 4 years or 5 years back. So thanks a lot. Thanks for coming, ma'am.